We're in today with two GTX 760. This is the Mars edition from ASUS with 1152 shaders. It's got 2 GB of VRAM GDDR5 running at 1006 MHz on the core clock, 1502 MHz on the memory clock. It's got 256 bits bus width, and today we're gonna pair it up with this i7-6950X with 10 cores and 20 threads. The best thing we can do for this legend of Quad SLI is just jump in a couple of games and see how it holds. Let's go. Let's offer this combination the benefit of the doubt and see how loud they are. Seriously. Oh, the fans are loud. I mean, it's got lots of fans on it. Hopefully it's gonna stay cool because they are not very known to be running really chill, considering it's got 2 cores on it. Alright, let's disable this and see how it sounds in the main microphone. Not that loud. I can keep it with 100% fan speed. I know from a fact it's gonna get hot with this, so I need good ambient, I need a fan on the side, I need You're scared, huh? I know, buddy. I know. Alright, let's start with Battlefield 3 and see how it's running on 1080p with Ultra. I think it's gonna be fantastic here, the experience, because I got nice cores here. 200 FPS on Ultra. This is actually fantastic. Let's lower this. I'm not joking, 70% load, only 1.3 GB of VRAM. Actually, this is good. Having 80% load on the core of the video card and 1.3 GB of VRAM, it's kind of good because it just leaves a little headroom in the front and it keeps the video card around 60 degrees. So like this, theoretically, it will be ideal. What an awesome idea to see here with Battlefield 3. Alright, 70% load on the cores here shows me that this is mandatory in this case. I need this temperature, I need this performance because it's already reaching 73 degrees on the second core. This is what I need. This is the good part of this performance. So in this situation, I wouldn't say no to this because it's holding kind of good. This is what I was expecting from this game to run with 200 FPS. Do I need 200 FPS is a good question because I got 770 watts consumption from this, you know. So maybe I can put like 144 and I will be gone with it because it's a good performance like that, you know. I don't need the exact 200 FPS in this situation. 78 degrees, it's a lot of temperature. I'm gonna guess that is going to underclock in that situation in order to keep the video card cool. But until now, everything is put on priority on the power, so it's not going to be that bad. 1080p, it's good because it's a 700 series video card. I can go 1440p, but you can already see that it's on the good terms here. Just for the fun, let me see if it's got the resolution option. Curious for the next games. It doesn't have, no. I actually thought because I put a cable there. I put a cable there that has got, it's got HDMI 4K connection, but it's converted from a display port and I think doesn't know that resolution. Very interesting. But if we're jumping in Battlefield 4 with this combination, it's gonna be very interesting because I got nice performance here. Ultra details on 1080p, it's the same configuration, I mean like in Battlefield 3, but you can clearly see it's holding pretty well here. This is an awesome performance from this. Nice performance, 70 degrees with 70% load on the core with 1.5 GB of VRAM. This is holding okay. I mean, the quality is spot on. I'm on 1080p with maximum details and it's holding pretty well. The cores are being utilized in this case with 70-80% load on the cores. On this resolution, I got 77 degrees on the second core, but it's because it's being utilized. There is no discussion. This is a very demanding game for this, but this is the right game in this case. At hundreds of FPS on average, but 15 on minimal. There's spikes here and there, and it makes no sense. Why is it spiking like that? Should be very fluent, but it does the job. I think if you're locking the FPS, adjust the resolution and the quality. Actually, I think you can actually end up with a very nice performance from this. Temperature wise is not okay. I got like 79 degrees. I put a fan on the side in order to try to push that airflow a little lower hopefully it's gonna hold. But you need a lot of ambient temperature here. I think I need high-end thermal paste with MX6. I'm gonna look into it on buying a couple of more syringe in order to put for this type of video card. Apparently this is a good video card, and I need them really cool. I mean, it's got 3 fans, but apparently for dual BGA, you can actually see it's not enough. Seriously, it needs more help from the whole package, you know, thermal pads, thermal paste, everything needs to be good in this situation. And if you can do the right thing, then you'll end up with a nice experience. This type of video card needs the best from us. Does it run Crysis on 1080p with everything turned on? Let me explain. Even anti-aliasing is put on 16xq. I think this is like the biggest, the most powerful anti-aliasing you will ever see. Everything is turned on. This is the knob for motion blur. Let's see. I'll give you. Whoa. Biggest knob for motion blur. Why? Look at that motion blur. All right, I'll take it. Yo, the blurriness. How about if I put it like this? Man, you have to be crazy to enable that motion blur. Seriously. It feels so natural without motion blur. Very surprising, I got hundreds of FPS. So I got only 50% load here with this combination. Is doing a fantastic job. Based on the voltage that is giving it to this, is like 1.2 voltage on the core. You can actually see the frequency, it's almost there. One core is a little lower, but yeah, I'm guessing there is a reason why it's like that. Let's see what we got. Look at that. Nice. 72 FPS on minimal. Nice. Still 72. 67 on 1% with 116 on average. Not a bad performance. FPS with 60 on 1%. Good quality, good performance, good averages. 60 FPS on average it's okay theoretically based on the FPS that I got 1.6 gig of VRAM allocated here. It's got 2 per core, so it's good. And nice wattage. Look at this, nearly 650 watts consumption from this. Managed to reach it with 800 nearly, and it was doing a fantastic job. But in this case, with maximum quality on 1080p, everything turned on, and when anti-aliasing it's on at maximum. It's kind of good to see it like this. This is an interesting performance in this game. I got 1080p with maximum details. Let me explain why. 800 watts consumption. You don't put this type of video card in your PC and you say, well, I want efficiency. No. Well, I want performance. Well, it got some performance, but a newer video card can actually do much better. You don't put this video card inside and you're complaining about SLI or Crossfire, you know, depending on which one you want. Considering what I tested before, you know, like Crossfire, Quad Crossfire, I would say was handling pretty well this game. So in this situation on Ultra, you can actually see on 1080p it's doing a fantastic job. I got 1.9 gig of VRAM allocated. That's good because it's on the limit with 1.4 processed. Maximum frequency on the memory clock. Maximum frequency, actually the second core is not maxed out, so it's 1.1 is turboing okay, and the second core is 1.1 on the voltage and 1045 megahertz. I think it's underclocking because of the temperature, 81 degrees. That's interesting. So the second core, it's yeah, it needs a little more temperature. I mean, I put a fan, low temperature from air conditioning is on. Everything is it, but still ambient temperature because of how much temperature those cards are making. 81 degrees. Underclocking because of that temperature. Let's say you limit the FPS to 60. Yeah, now the cores are dropping down because you're not utilizing the video card's core at maximum. I got 1000 megahertz now, and the last core is 941 megahertz. And the voltage, even the voltage, look at that, is dropping. Does it go? Yeah, 0.9 on the voltage. Oh, yeah, 500 watts instead of 800. So nearly 300 watts consumption was cut because I limited the FPS to 60. Now that's a lot of efficiency when it comes to this SLI. All right, so all of the cores now are under 100 watts aside from the second one that is 72 degrees. I'm definitely look into this video card and see if I can put MX6 on them because they are in dire need, seriously. And next time when I'm going to use them and play some other games, it will be more interesting to see the temperature. Definitely a good game to put on a Quad SLI because apparently it's holding pretty well. But even if I have 200 FPS, it's dropping to 80 on minimal. And when it's got the spikes, look at that, 49 on minimal. It's stupid. It's like the bracket on the average, it goes with the minimal even lower. I was thinking that if it's 80 on minimal with unlock and I put 60, it's gonna stay on 60. With average and minimal, but apparently no. In this game, apparently on 1080p with high details, I got a big problem. 24 FPS. Why? I need to understand what's going on here with this. Seriously. Alright, so it's 30-40 FPS. Oh, why? Underclocking because...
Operator, did you hear that? It said...
I don't understand. What do you...
background radiation is a riot!
Something's wrong here. What's buttoning? On the CPU side, I got like 10% load on the CPU. I have 1080p, 60 FPS, no frame limit, and it's on high. Let's put it on medium just to confirm that is the quality settings. Right, I got 52 FPS, 800 megahertz. Now the memory clock is up, 1.3 gig of VRAM. Look at that, the frequency 800 megahertz on the memory clock. 1.3 gig of VRAM allocation and 600. Okay, so it's downclocking on the core of the video card with 40%. Maybe it's in the chip, I don't know. 300 watts. What the heck? Dude, this is underclocking a lot. All right, this is not okay. So let's go on low quality. Maybe I have to give it a restart. Maybe it's got some settings here as a preset. Maybe it doesn't like it. But here with low quality, you can see it's holding okay theoretically. 50-60% load on the video card's core. I got 62 degrees on this occasion with the video card. I mean, if I want more from this, I think I have to increase the resolution or put more quality. But if I put more quality, you manage to see what's going on there. And it's not funny. Seriously, to have 30-40 FPS in Quad SLI, I don't know what's going on here, seriously. But it does the job. I like it here on low quality, 1.6 gig of VRAM allocated. I definitely appreciate the performance it's offering here. And if I want to play this game, this is how it needs to be. It's doing great here, so averaging nice, theoretically, with 240, but the average and minimals, depending on the spikes. It's got some very weird spikes, but it's not that bad. I have a lot of options. I think that if I put higher texture with different type of settings, well, I mean, I can do the job, but I need to be specific on which quality I need, because in this case, you can see the video card can actually push the quality, but not a lot of details because it's dropping in the performance really low. 20 FPS on high details. That was so stupid, seriously. I think optimization for medium and high details is made for newer video cards. But for all video cards that I want is for like this, SLI and Crossfire, and it is doing a fantastic job, this game, seriously. Let's jump into Fortnite and see how it's running with 1080p on performance mode. I know the video card is not good with this game, but I wanted to see how they are reacting with 4 of them. Do they have a different type of performance? I know it's underclocking the memory, it's underclocking the core frequency. Everything is turned off in order to compensate for the video card not utilized. I think this is a good example where SLI doesn't work, because I think that you can put a profile and you can utilize the video card, but it all depends on you. If you want, you can put like more FPS with the profile disabled. I think that if you keep this FPS like this, it's doing a fantastic job. In some situation, it's holding pretty well. That 20% load is because I got only 130 megahertz on the second, third, and fourth core. So the only first core is doing the job. The only first core is doing the heavy lifting in this case. You can actually see it's holding around 120 FPS on average. This is not a bad number, but not very ideal when you have SLI like this. So if you're interested on playing Fortnite with this type of configuration, you can actually see it's not working really nice in SLI. It's a very, very, very bad alternative in this case, seriously. All right, let's see what we do here in Farlight with this. I'm actually curious because I want to test a lot of games that are not meant for SLI, and this is one of them. Maybe I get lucky, maybe in the future. I tested with DirectX 11. This is Kepler, and I wanted to see if it's holding, and apparently it's cracking. La 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 la, 260 watts. Did it crash? No, why did it crash? I got 1.7 gig of VRAM allocated here with 1.2 processed. It does the job in such a way with one core that I can have a lot of fun. 80 FPS is kind of good here with minimal quality, 1080p, not bad from this. So if I want to play Fortnite, I can disable the cores. I can go in the control panel and I can disable Quad SLI there. It's not worth it to have them active there, but if I want to play some older titles, it will definitely be in my advantage to keep them on. But in this situation, you can clearly see there is no point on doing this, because if I want the best performance, yeah, definitely I need to play with a better video card. This one is not very compatible with SLI. Not that it's not a good game, it's not meant for that, you know. The only thing I have to do now is just find some DirectX 12 video card and see if those ones are working with this, because maybe, you know, as many games as possible, as many permutation as possible, because some games are not known to work, you know, but in some cases like this, you know, if you don't put the video card, you'll never know. Let's jump into GTA 5 and see how it's running with 1080p on DirectX 11 with everything turned on at maximum. Look, I know how it's running with low details. I actually had it on low details and I had nearly 160 FPS, and I was like, let me put it on DirectX 11, enable some details and see how it's running with everything turned on. Looks gorgeous. I got SLI fully enabled here. I got so much stutter, it's unbelievable. I don't know where. I'm guessing because it's bottlenecking because of that 2 gig of VRAM. Look at that. One. Yeah, it's maximum VRAM, and I think that's the reason it's crapping out. Oh no. 2 gig of VRAM creates this amount of problems. So ideal would be to have lower quality and let auto benchmark in this situation, and let the computer set it up in such a way that you don't utilize 2 gig of VRAM. So this is the only problem I have here. If I had 4 gig of VRAM with this type of core this video card is got, it would have been majestic. And in this situation, I just wanted to put more detail to see how much it's gonna utilize, and it does utilize. It's allocating maximum in this case. It's processing only 1.4 gig, but it's full with stutter. Oh, calm down. Oh, you see, on the video memory it says it needs 12 gig of VRAM, and I only got 8 gig because 8 gig because it's got 2 gig per core, and GTA 5 says, oh, 2 gig per core. Oh, you have 4, you got 8 gig of VRAM. Yeah, I don't have 8 gig of VRAM. All right, let's go. Look at that. Need for Speed with Quad SLI. I freaking love this idea. All right, what we got here? 240 FPS. Under 500 watts is good. So I love this performance this computer is offering me here. I got like only 30% load in this occasion. This is like a Wreckfest, and I think Wreckfest needs to be on this computer to see if it's running with SLI. 40% load on the video card's core, only 1.1 gig of VRAM utilized here. Doesn't show me processed and allocation difference, because you know, some games are older games are doing this, like in Crysis. Crysis only shows the one type of VRAM utilization, and that's it, you know. Newish games theoretically are more inclined to show you the process and the allocation. But in this case, I don't have it. But I do have over 1 volt in this situation on the cores. That is good. The core is not at maximum, but is doing a fantastic job here, because it's not fully utilized, because it's under 50% load. So I'm actually surprised it keeps this voltage over 1. But yeah, I'll take it. I'll take this performance, this video cards, both of the video cards offering here in this Need for Speed. I need more Need for Speed here in this PC in order to get more SLI and Crossfire video cards in this. It's a very interesting performance. On the system side, I got like barely 20% load on the CPU side with 7 gig of system RAM and 13 gig of virtual memory. That is good. Temperature is good on the CPU, doesn't have any problem, so yeah, I'll take it. And only 500 watts consumption from this computer. I mean, saying out loud only 500 watts consumption, it sounds stupid, you know. But if I want efficiency, the only thing I have to do is go into MSI Afterburner and limit it to 60. Or for instance, if I use this HDMI cable, I can get 100 Hz on the monitor. It's passing through directly, and yeah, I can do it. You know, for instance, if you put the display port for this monitor, I can get 240 Hz, and then I can utilize this combination, you know. But on the mini display port, I don't think it's gonna output 240 Hz. Mini display port to display port, no, I never tried it, but it will be very interesting to see if it's outputting the maximum frequency to the monitor. This is cool to see this Need for Speed running like this. That's it, there's no discussion. I'm in Quad SLI with 760 and this is awesome. I keep entering games and keep testing them and seeing which one is working with SLI and Crossfire, and apparently this one is working, but I have, based on the frequency on the memory and based on the frequency on the core, I got SLI utilization in Quad. Seriously, in Kingdom Come Deliverance, what the seriously, I got like 60%. The problem is the VRAM. This is the VRAM problem. I think the allocation is too much. 33 FPS. Maybe we can put low quality. 20% load on the CPU side. So I'm gonna stay a little here and maybe do a restart and see how it's performing, because the stutter is everywhere. I got like 500 in some cases. Not very ideal. Oh, look at this. This is ultra on 1080p. So I can adjust it from here to see if I can get more FPS. Interesting that is working in SLI. Let's start with low quality and see how it's working. So with low quality, I got like 40 FPS, 1.9 allocation, nearly to 2 gig of VRAM allocated. And it's utilizing 50% load on the cores. I got like 500 watts consumption. Listen, it's working in SLI. That's the only thing that matters. I think this is going to be a great test with cards like Titan Z, you know, where they got more of VRAM in that case. But in this situation, you can clearly see that it's got a lot of potential. So I like this. This is the only place I can put this video card at maximum power. Like literally every single time I enter this game and I utilize Quad SLI or Crossfire, this is the maximum wattage here. I got like nearly 800 watts consumption from this. Insane performance. The moment I look at the city, it drops down because the FPS is dropping down because the utilization somewhere is bottlenecking. 95% on the core. I mean, this is fantastic, but at the same time, you can see it's not at max sometimes, like 91%, 50%, 90%, 90. It's very interesting performance in SLI. I like this idea. I like everything about this, and entering this game with an old setup like this, it feels very appropriate. In this situation, I got maximum frequency on the core, 1.2 on the voltage. I got 1.5 gig of VRAM allocated and 900 processed. So when the core is reaching maximum load, you can actually see it's reaching nearly 800 watts, but the moment it stays around 50%, everything drops to 600 watts consumption. Very, very awesome performance from this video card in this computer. By the way, the computer has got like 10-15% load on the CPU side with 6.7 gig of system RAM and 15 gig of virtual memory. So there is something very interesting with this type of operating system, and whenever you have something like SLI or Quad SLI or Crossfire or Quad Crossfire, you want to see high virtual memory in this occasion. Very interesting performance overall. I like this idea how it's offering the performance, and I wanted for a very long time to understand it, and now all the pieces are coming together, and I really love this idea of this Quad SLI. And whenever I want to play a game like this, definitely I can put this type of video card on the list. The only thing I have to do is make sure the thermapaste is brand new, and I have to check it in the near future so I can see if I can put brand new MX 6 on it. Look at the second core is 77 degrees. I think that thermal paste is stone cold. Definitely in the right direction with this game, seriously. I got 540 watts, 550 watts consumption from this. I got maximum. Do I have the maximum quality? Yes, it's maximum quality, 1080p, maximum details. Damn, this game, you can actually cook some nice FPS. I don't know, maybe something's wrong with the previous stalker that we managed to see. Maybe because I have to go in a city somewhere with a lot of NPCs in order to get this video card lower. But nevertheless, in this situation, you can see that it's still in the good side here. This is not good, this is fantastic. Alright, let's do an average here, 1.2 gig of VRAM, 60% load, with nice temperature under 70 degrees, and the voltage is on 1.2. That is good. So if I want a base of this, it's kinda good on the average side. Can I protect myself in this building if the storm is coming? Apparently yes. 5.5 gig of system RAM utilized here, 12.9 gig of virtual memory. This is good. So all in all, I can say this is a very appropriate configuration here. This Quad SLI apparently is doing a fantastic job, and there is nothing to complain here. Seriously, is doing such an awesome work that this needs to be used as an example how Quad SLI needs to hold. Last time I was in this game with maximum details with 1080p, I had a different type of Quad SLI, and I was like very disappointed that it had a lot of stutter, you know, and I had to lower the quality or something, or the resolution, in order to get constant FPS. But in this situation, I got 50% load on the cores. This is important, and nearly 1.8 gig of VRAM. Now I realize what was the problem last time, because I had 1.5 gig of VRAM per core, you know. So this one has 2 gig of VRAM, and on ultra details, the video card is handling the load from the game. So I like this. This is actually an appropriate performance it's offering here. So I will call this a very big win, but still there is some stutter here and there. Why? Oh, it's reaching 1.9. All right. I was very happy to see this configuration running now perfectly, because this is something that I will like to use all the time. But sometimes it's not okay to see it underclock, because you want the whole video card and setup to run as best as you can. So 460 watts consumption shows me that it's underclocking. It's good, but at the same time I have to be very careful on what I am asking from this, because if I can get the same performance with one video card, I will not recommend two of them in Quad SLI. So in this case, I will say it's possible to use this like this, but I will limit the load on this, because it's not very worth it, you know. So do I like the performance? Yes. Do I recommend something like this in Fallout? No. I think one video card can actually do the job too, so not a big problem in this case. I like this, to see this video card running with good temperature in this game. It's kind of fantastic, and I recommend an SLI video card that has more than 1.5 gig of VRAM. Well, you can actually see it needs more. 1.7, 1.8 in some cases, nearly 1.9 in one time. And yeah, I like it. Apparently it's working really nice. So 10 gig of system RAM on the computer side with 17 on the virtual memory shows me that the computer is not fully stressed, but yeah, the CPU can do the job. I think an older CPU can actually push this video card, so there's no problem on getting this video card with nice FPS. Good stuff, seriously, good stuff from this. I want to show you something on 1080p with maximum details with anti-aliasing only on 2x, because this is a very demanding game, but I want you to spot the bottleneck in this situation with this GTX dual BGA with quad SLI setup. I want you to see where the bottleneck is. Why I have this graph here, why I got only 49 FPS. Exactly. 2 gig of VRAM, it's only maxed out. So if I want to play Crysis, I have to lower the quality instantly. There is no discussion. I mean, 1080p with maximum details, I think this game was designed maybe in 10 years when the other video cards or other generation of video cards will come. It makes no sense, you know, 2 gig of VRAM, maximum details, and it doesn't do it. Maybe I have to stay on 3066 or 1220 or 1024 or something. I don't know. I got lower VRAM RAM utilization by lowering the resolution. I got 50 FPS limit. I was like, every single time I entered this game, I went into the control panel, added the game, disable VSync. I don't understand. Maybe I have to force it there in again and try to see if it's working. But you can see the performance in this situation is based on the VRAM. So if I don't exceed 2 gig of VRAM, I have a standing chance with the cores on actually achieving maximum performance because I got only 20-30% load. So I'll keep the resolution and go in control panel and try to force VSync off. I done exactly that. Seriously, I went in control panel and I disabled VSync by forcing it from the program. But VSync is off. Control panel it's off. So yeah, Crysis is fiddling, seriously. So 50 FPS is kind of weird. Not okay. I wanted more load on the core in actually trying to play the game with more FPS and see how it's loading. By far the best game I can throw on this combination. Look at this. 45% load on this. Yes, please. I'll take this all day. How much temperature I got? I got 40 degrees because it's only fresh now. This is good performance. I'm not utilizing the core at maximum, hence why I got this performance, this nice performance here. Holding pretty well on the GPU side with 50-60% load on the core. I got only 1.7 gig of VRAM allocated and 1 gig processed. And you see the quality on 1080p with maximum detail is spot on, so there is no problem on playing the game with this. Oh yes, please. If I want more, I think I have to put a higher resolution. But that's it. This is good. This is good. 160 FPS on minimal and 151 on 1%. The average FPS is good, averaging really nice with the temperature theoretically, because I wanted to see if it's holding on this resolution and this quality. Most of the time I will put 60 FPS in order to get a constant FPS. The more I utilize, the less I need. The more I utilize, the more power consumption I'm going to use, seriously, because look at this. I don't need this amount. This is too much. Seriously, this is too much from this computer. Where was he? All right, let's see what we got here. I got maximum quality here with this, and hopefully it's going to hold pretty well. This is a good performance from this Quad SLI here. I got 80-90% load with 90 FPS on average. There are a lot of spikes here and there. You can actually see it's the moment I move the mouse, like, yeah, I'm reaching, because I got 1.9 gig of VRAM. Oh yeah, boy. That's not okay, but it does show me there is a standing chance with this. Outside, apparently, on 1080p with maximum details, I have problems, seriously. Look at the fucking stuttering. I don't know what's going on, but definitely it's got a problem here. All right, so do I have a standing chance with this? I think yes, but I don't know what's the problem here. Maximum code load, 82 degrees, and almost maximum VRAM. I just realized something. Look at the system. 28 gig of system RAM and 38 gig of virtual memory. It's like 30-40% load on the CPU side. What the is going on? Is this computer needing like 64 gig? I have to double the system RAM just for this game. You know what? I'm gonna put it on the list just for this game. Dude, nearly 29 gig of system RAM. Maybe system RAM is maxed out. Because I can see 70% load on the cores of the video card, 1.9 gig of VRAM. I'm saying, why is that video card not at maximum and still stuttery everywhere? Maybe the system RAM. Now I'm actually surprised it's like this. All right. This is a very interesting game. I'm not joking, seriously. With the lag, with everything, I don't care. This is interesting. Maybe with this configuration, I get lucky in this game. With maximum details, 1080p, maybe the game is gonna run really nice without any stutter. I remember last time in Crossfire I had problems. In SLI I had problems. 800 megabytes apparently it doesn't cut it on the VRAM, no? No, it does cut it because I got 2 gig of VRAM per GPU per core. And in this case is doing a fantastic job. Allocation is good, 80% load on the core. On the system side I got some very nice interesting performance here. I got got like 35% load on the CPU side with 5.3 gig of system RAM only and 13 gig of virtual memory. So the computer is utilized properly, like in Deus Ex, with the same type of load on the video card. And I had 28 gig of system RAM. Why did that game use all my system RAM? Seriously, I'm gonna look into it and see maybe I can get some more system RAM in order to get that game running with maximum performance. I want to see that game running flawlessly, but in this situation, comparing it to the previous game, you can see I don't have a lot of stress. I got 800 megabytes of VRAM allocated and 700 process. Good performance, seriously, from the video card itself. That doesn't use too much VRAM, but on the core side I got it between 50 and 80%, no, sometimes 70%, yeah, it's 80% load on the GPU's core. 81 degrees it's on the second core. That is showing me that I need my MX thermal paste there to see if it's helping. I think that thermal paste is stone cold, seriously. The game is running really nice on I got 70 FPS on minimal and 63 on 1%. So if I'm looking based on those numbers, I will say I'm good. I'm really good, not good, really good. This is funny. Let me explain why. I got SLI. It's working. I got 800 megahertz. I mean, 0.9 voltage. I got like 50% load there, but I got 26 FPS, 23 gig of system RAM utilized, 33 gig of virtual memory. I got only 300 watts from this. Something is wrong, dodgy here, seriously. It's undervolted because the video cards are not maxed out. So VRAM, 1.9 gig of VRAM, well, 1.4 processed. So allocation is good, is maximum. How about if I sit and look at the ground? See, when I have 51 FPS, the frequency on the memory, it's up 900 megahertz on the first core. It's almost working, 20% load. Ooh. I'm on maximum details with 1080p. This is 100% render scale, so this game has that option when you want to load up the video card, so you can put it to 200% render scale. Maybe the VRAM in the CPU, because I've seen it clipping to over 50% in some situation. 24 gig of system RAM, it's a lot, you know. So if you're interested on playing a game like this, you definitely need a lot of system RAM, seriously. I'm not joking. I have to look on this. Maybe I need 64 gig of system RAM in this computer. I'm gonna look on a kit for this, seriously, in order to get 64 gig. Look at this! Deus Ex, Far Cry. What the heck is going on with those games that actually utilize this amount of system RAM? Seriously. Do I have any glitches? No. SLI is working perfectly. The video card is doing the job. It's not like 100, 300 megahertz on the core of the video card. It's 800, around 800 megahertz, so that is almost good. Here it's saying it is 4.1 gig of VRAM in order to push this game. But I only got 2 gig of VRAM. Maybe with low quality is gonna put it, no? Not even low quality can save this combination here. I mean, based on the wattage that I have here, it shows me that the video card and the system is not fully utilized. I have 40% load only, barely 500 watts consumption from this. But yeah, the game, it's okay. You can feel the low quality. This game needs to be with high quality, 1080p, 1440p, or even 4K. Those are really good numbers. And if it's running there nice, then you're good. Listen, sometimes you have to put some games that are actually awesome with this type of combination. So in order to use this SLI properly, you have to enter games like this. So if you enter games like this, you're gonna see 40% load on the video cards. I got 1 gig of VRAM allocated and 800 process. So the GPU, it's in the sweet spot with this type of games. Temperature is good, performance is good, quality is good. This is 1080p with maximum details, and it doesn't have any problems. Let's do one more time a reset and see how it's gonna average. It's holding okay, around 40-50% load on the cores. So I will call this a big W for the video card in this situation. Look at this. It's holding the game pretty good here. I got 6 gig of system RAM in this occasion with this computer, and you can actually see it doesn't have any problems on getting the right averages here. 59 FPS on minimal if I keep jumping all of the roofs. So in this situation with this Quad SLI, you can see that I'm doing such a nice work. Wow, managed to hold it. I actually thought it's not gonna make it. All right, so I got nice utilization here, around 40-50% load. Doesn't go above 6 gig of system RAM, around 30% load on the CPU side. It's kind of good. Quality, performance, scaling, everything is good in this situation, and I have no problem on getting this combination on the efficient side. Well, I got 60 FPS, so if I want more from this, do I have the opportunity? Yeah, unfortunately, yes, you have the opportunity, because this is a good example in which you can say, you know what, 1440p will do justice. So if you have the combination, high resolution, it enables you, because you got lots of buffer in front of the video card. I want this configuration to run a couple of games properly. Like in this situation, I got only 40% load on the video card score. Temperature is good, 1.2 gig, nearly 1.3 gig of VRAM allocated, and 900 process. This is what I need from this Quad SLI. I mean, this is an awesome quality, 1080p maximum details, and it's holding pretty well. On the system side, I got like 15-20% load on the CPU side, with 5.7 gig of system RAM and maybe 15 gig of virtual memory. 300 FPS. I don't need 300 FPS, but if you're in the market with a couple of hundreds of FPS, why not? Imagine having a proper monitor with a lot of hertz, then you can actually say, you know what, I can use it. Seriously, 300 FPS. All right, let's do a reset here and see how much minimal I get, because I don't want 100 FPS on minimal and 300 on average. I'll do a reset or actually limit the FPS, because it's consuming only 470 watts. That's not a lot, seriously. Considering what I've seen from this setup, I will say this is actually good. It feels like I need to play some older titles with one video card like this. I think this video card can go in my old machine, Windows XP. I've seen a couple of games now that were barely utilizing 50% load on the core, and I was like, yeah, this is the type of stuff that I need from this video card, you know, 40-50% load, barely utilizing the VRAM, and having nice experience on maximum quality with 1080p. 1080p because it's a good resolution, you know. I got a 1440p monitor, and still having for so many years. It was like at the beginning with 240 hertz, you know. So every single time I have the opportunity, keeping low resolution with high frequency, it feels very snappy. It feels very, it feels like I'm cheating, you know. So I like this how shall I say, this attitude that I can get my money's worth when it comes to a monitor. It's overdue to a 4K monitor for a very long time, and it will be a fantastic upgrade in the future. Maybe 144 with 4K, it would be nice to have a bigger monitor. But yeah, I like this. I like this combination, because it managed to show me that sometimes I don't need a lot. You know, this type of GPU, they are very unique per general. You know, if you want to find a video card like this, it's kind of unique. And if you have two of them, I mean, what the f are you doing? Seriously. Go away, Daniel, with your two video cards. No. I love this idea this video card managed to present me today, and in the future I want to put them more in this machine and play other games. I'll write down the games that I managed to play now and play other older titles. Maybe I can find something even online. Doesn't matter. I will definitely go for older titles. Do I recommend something like this? No, I do not recommend. A 760 with more VRAM will be much better. You managed to see today majority of the game that I want to play, they have like 40% load on the video card score. I mean, it's because I have 4 cores here. Now if you put one core with 3 gig or 4 gig of VRAM, depending on the, because there are some models that are very stupid, you know, and you got like more VRAM, it will be much better. Seriously, even 3 gig of VRAM, it will be essential. Yeah. I like this because they are very quirky. This is not recommended for somebody who likes efficiency. Out of the box, I would say it's not recommendable because of the wattage that is consuming. Out of the box, it's not recommendable because you have to put specific games. It's not for you if you're interested. Get a newer video card and you'll have a lot of fun with every single game. Good. This is somebody who likes old cars. This is somebody who likes old hardware. This is something very quirky that is not for everybody. Some people will buy an old car and keep it in the garage just to look at it, you know, just to start it time to time, tweak it, and maybe one time, a couple of times per year, just take it to a car wash or get some milk, and that's it. Not very cheap, not very common, you know, so if you have the opportunity to get it, get one and put it on the shelf, because it's getting very rare. So grateful for the opportunity, and that's it. In the near future, I can have the opportunity to put this video card in an older operating system with some older titles. If you have any suggestion, any recommendation, leave a comment. If you manage to reach until this portion of the video, make sure you smash that like button, and as usual, I will see you very soon.